Hi everybody, tonight we will do not a little, an extra large slippers for women. First, I will show you how to cast on with yarn. Find the black needle on my ADDI knitting machine, and I will cast on by putting the yarn in front, in the back of each needle. Very important. If you don't do that, you will not reach the fifth row without dropping all your stitches. So very important for the first row, open the yarn feeder and make sure that you close it, the little door, and then you crank. You will do 5 to 10 rows of waste yarn. Waste yarn would help you to close your tube at the end. It's easier to grab the stitches with waste yarn. A different color waste yarn it's a good suggestion. Okay, I bring back my working yarn, put it just in the same place of my waste yarn, and crank it. I crank it, pull it on the yarn so that way it won't put too much tension on the needle of my machine. No, I did a mistake. Put it in the middle. Listen to me. Put it in the middle. There. So put the waste yarn closer, the same place, and crank till you got 5 or 6 or maybe 10 rows, and it will cast off from it by itself like this. Arrive with the ADDI Pro. You cast on with the waste yarn tool. ADDI Pro have 22 needle. The king size have 46. There. So I will do 5 rows and continue with my project yarn, and I will do with pink. I don't have a working counter on this machine, so I will show you how I did it with some pieces of yarn. I cut it 5 pieces, prepare it, and every 10 rows I would add it on the black needle to keep the count. Second, third. Show you slowly how I do it. There. 4th and 5. Oh. Last one, and I will add 6 rows. I have 56. I will cut the yarn, bring back the waste yarn, 56, and put my yarn in the middle, open the yarn feeder, put the waste yarn, and crank it till there's no more yarn to come, so it will release it by itself. Cast off. It's done. Put the machine away. Now it's closing time, so you put the tail of the pink on the other side, and you start on this side, closing with the hook number 4. Get my stitches in the back and get the one in front. Very important to have a different color waste yarn, so that way it's easier to see your stitches. If you are not comfortable with the hook, you could check in the video description. I will put a link and you will go choose option number 3. It's a temporary solution to keep you going and try new project, not be stopped because you don't know how to crochet. So you will choose option number 3. It's a temporary solution, but it works. So you get all the stitches, because if you lose one you will have some drop stitch. You don't want it. There, grab the stitches, almost finished, and you will close your sewing with the tail. There, push with your finger and thumbs, and voila, time to remove the waste yarn. When it's easy to remove like this, it's because it's the end of the work on the machine. When it's hard, it's the beginning of the work from the machine. So check you don't have any drop stitch, stretch, 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 and don't forget to remove your markers, and time to sew your two together now. Very important to follow the same line. If you go just a little bit on the side, you will have a twisted work, so it's not good. So take your time, keep on the same track all the way, and don't worry if I don't pull my yarn right now. I will do that at the end. It will do a little magic and do an invisible sewing or seam. So I do that there. I grab in the middle of each stitch, I grab 2 bar and continue the other side, one side and the other side. I will slow her down at the end of the tube, don't worry. Sorry if I put some part very fast. It's because this video was more than 1 hour, so I have to do something to put it shorter. So I choose to put it faster, so that way I don't have to cut. And go the other side, same thing, and grab the other side. And I forgot to to close the pink one. I thought my 4 tube were closed, but I forgot this one. Sorry for that. Don't listen to me when I said, and don't listen. Don't do what I did. Do what I say. So close your 4 tube the same way that I showed before, and attach it together. Voila! It's the perfect square. Now it's time to attach it. I will start with the heels with my wool needle. Will not do that like very sophisticated. I just go one side and on the other side. Not fussy at all. And it will be just fine, don't worry. I just grab, I put my my 2 side very good, so that way I just grab the top stitch of every side. I will go on the bottom and get up again, don't worry. There, and come back on my work and end up with a double knot laid to close it. And I will hide it between the 2 layers like I do usually. There you go. Do the same the other side. And I will check the heel is fine. I will do the toe now. For the toe I will go with every 4 or 3 rows like this. And I will pull on it after to do the toe part. Don't tie it too tight, not broke your yarn. And I did in the 2 layer. Now I will start sewing it. I will show 2 different ways to sew it. this is one, like I did for the eels. A little bit closer. There, that's away. And this is the other way. You use what you want, what you're more comfortable with it. Make sure that you keep the pink on the pink and the blue on the blue. So it will give you a straight line to your eyes and look more professional, not twisted. So I finished a double knot with this one, and I did between the two layers and bring some purple yarn and finish the sewing of the top of the slippers. Keep going. Very important to not going too in the middle of the slippers, because you risk that your feet doesn't fit in it. So it's always better to keep a bigger hole like this. See, I did not six, seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 rows, and I will choose to close it right there. Hide the yarn between the two layers and go prepare my chain with my crochet hook. Hide all my tail on my slippers. I forgot to put record on the camera, so I did. I chain 100 rows with my crochet hook number 4 or number 5, number 4. And I came back on all my stitches, and I do 2 like this. I like doing 2 rows like this because it's give like a square shape, and it's thicker and look better on the slippers. If you're not comfortable to do crochet, just use thicker yarn and it will be just fine, don't worry. So I do that like this. So I have my 2 tail on the same side. Oh geez, I started getting very tired tonight. And now it's time to hide the little tail. See, it's like a square. I like it. There. With the tip of my needle, I will go grab half of each stitches like this. There. And cut it. And I will do a little stretch and do the same thing with the other little tail. Like this. Time to attach it on the slippers. I grabbed my crochet hook and I did it with it because it was too thick for my wool needle, so it worked well. I did it like every 4 to 5 rows, so that way it's not all stuck together. Almost done. Hope you enjoyed this little video. Little, it was more than 1 hour at the beginning, but now it's 15 minutes. That's great. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe if it's not already done. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, leave it in the comment of the YouTube. I'm always happy to answer all your questions. Have a great night. Ciao, ciao. See you next week, and never give up.